Bill started at the age of 19 when he was put under contract to do Golden Boy. And all the people that were young men at the time, or young people that were in the industry, wound up growing up in the industry and having positions because it was that kind of an industry in those days. And so they were in positions of power by the time I got into the business. So we really were able to follow each other, because Bill's contract was with Paramount, but then he split it when he was doing Our Town. He was loaned to Columbia Pictures to do Our Town, and they split the contract. So he was half under contract to Columbia Pictures and half under contract to Paramount in those days. Anyway, that was I screen tested for Blake with the divine Lee Remick, and yes.
Still, I think one of the most underrated actresses in the history of everything. Lee Remick was the greatest. She was
divine, and you know her work on stage was brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Died way too young, way too young. Anyway, I got the job, so I started to. I did 15 motion pictures for Columbia before. It was the end of that period, when the studios had to divest themselves of one of the three parts of their monopoly, which was sort of like Apple or anything today, you know.
Yes, but all that's back now. All the divestiture is over, and now everything's conglomerates again. So we won't get into that.
No, we won't. That's another discussion.
But Stefanie, you can't. This is the one film noir thing that I can talk to you about is experiment and terror. So we can't gloss over that thing. So we're going to talk about it because it was shot in my hometown of San Francisco.
And your neighborhood.
In my neighborhood, yes. The house we lived up on, it was in Clarendon Heights. Is what it was done. Well, Twin Peaks. But Clarendon Heights was the thing, and I used to play ball right down the street. The field.
You know, it was very difficult because it was always foggy up there.
Oh, of course. San Francisco, of course, yeah. It's foggy. So, but tell us just a little bit about making that movie, because and also, just to back up for a second, when did you get Stefanie Powers? Because that is not your real name.
Well, Stefanie is.
Stefania, right?
Stefania Zofia Federkiewicz.
Say it 3 times fast.
Anybody Polish here? Anybody Polish? Jeszcze Polska nie zginęła. Anybody Polish? Bardzo dobrze, dziękuję. Bardzo przyjemnie poznać. So Polish was my first language, and English was my second language. Then some others came out.
Yes, she was regaling us backstage with the 4 other languages, 4.5 languages that she also speaks, which are
French, Italian, Spanish, all the Latin languages, except for Romanian. I'm not able to speak Romanian. So, and Mandarin, a bit of Mandarin Chinese, which is really rusty. But I speak Kiswahili a lot, so because I live in East Africa. So Kiswahili is what I speak every day.
I can tell you we're already blowing this audience.